about them that can get some teams in trouble, I guess, if they overlook a team like this?
Well, they play at the fastest pace in the league, Jason, and obviously an incredibly explosive backcourt with Westbrook and Beal. They also shoot a ton of free throws. I think they're second in the league in free throws attempted. So we know that storyline. So we've got to be really solid in transition. We got to defend without fouling, and we've got to be aware of their shooters, coming off the bench. So it'll be a good challenge for us, and I'm excited for the game.
Steve, we've seen obviously defenses adjust their game plans for Steph, with all the trapping and the things that they do. With Beal having the kind of season he's having, does he force any sort of specific game plan changes for you guys defensively like that?
Yeah, you have to account for Bradley, at all times, and there's no way you can just play him one way for the entire game, with the same defender. So, we've got to put different bodies on him, show him different looks, try to keep him off balance. I don't remember how many points he had last year, but he came into Chase and lit us up, and they beat us here. That's fresh on my mind. So he's one of the toughest guys in the league to handle, and we've got to try to throw a lot of different looks at him.
Russell Westbrook has triple doubles in 5 out of the last 6 games, and some of your players have history with Russ. Draymond especially seems to salivate at a matchup like this. What are the defensive keys to making Russ uncomfortable?
I'm pretty sure Zaza wants to come down and say hello to Russ too. They have a nice history together. The thing with Russ is he's just he's a tornado out there. He's so fast and explosive that if you're not ready in transition, he's going to go right by you. And being ready means from the moment you rise up for a shot on offense, that's being ready. That's 3 guys getting back on the rise of the shot and sprinting back and being back waiting for him, rather than side by side. If you're side by side, it's over. And so we got to be really on our game to contain him, and even with good defense, sometimes he just jumps over you or through you, and so he's an amazing player.
Steve, what do you make of the defensive numbers? The numbers, when you look at teams' defensive ratings this year, what used to be maybe 15th is like 3rd. What is it? Or offense is that much better now, or is it the way the games are being called? What do you make of it?
Kind of all of the above. The pace of the game is faster, so there are more possessions. There's more 3-point shooting generally on the floor today than 5-6 years ago. The way the game is officiated 100% favors the offense. And you throw all those things together, you got a lot of innovation around the league. Coaches coming up with different sets, different actions that are tough to guard. And but mainly, players all over the league are taking 500 3-point shots every day. And even centers, guys who didn't used to shoot threes are shooting threes. So it's just spread the floor like never before, which means you've got that much more ground to cover defensively.
So can a team that plays average defense, does they have a chance to win a championship with great offense?
Yes. Yeah. My sense of NBA history might be tested here a little bit, but, I know that in our last couple of years in the finals, our defensive rating dropped, maybe out of the top 5 to maybe 10, 11, 12, somewhere in there. But we knew we had the potential to turn it up in the playoffs. So you can be an average defensive team in the regular season and win a championship if you have that ability to flip the switch and become a great defensive team in the playoffs. And not many teams can do that, but there have been a few.
Steve, I think you said that Gary Payton II is available today. How much might he get folded into the rotation?
Well, he's not going to be in the rotation. We just signed him to a 10-day. He's just got here. He could make an appearance here or there. He's an excellent defensive player. Maybe there's a matchup we like at a key time of the game where we'd put him in. Maybe the game's out of hand and he'll get some time that way. But we're pretty locked in on a rotation right now that worked for us against Milwaukee. We'll stay with that same group.
Remember, it was tight. It was 9 players. You liked how that went for the last game?
Yeah. So you'll probably see the same rotation tonight.
Have you gotten more comfortable with Jordan kind of leading that second unit? I know, you had him kind of paired with Nico, but no longer. Yeah. I've gotten more comfortable with it, and obviously, when he's paired with James, we get a good pick and roll combination with James coming downhill. They made 2 or 3 really nice plays together the other night. So every game's a little bit different, but that's kind of the rotation that we're going with right now, and Jordan has handled it well, and so we'll keep throwing it out there.
Come in, everyone. If you got a question, go ahead and raise your hand. Chase.
Scott, first of all, is Brad okay to play tonight?
Yes. Good to go. Same starters.
Zach Akuma.
Hey, Coach. Back-to-back Zachs. Rui's never faced Steph Curry before, but what will he have to be mindful of when he is guarding Steph?
Well, that he has all the tricks in the world, and there's no distance that's not a makeable shot for him. And you got to stay down on his shot fakes before he dribbles or after he dribbles. He's a great player. I mean, he's MVP, champion. He's going to get switched up on him. That's just how we play. But he's going to have to really lock in and not get silly fouls and not give him any easy shots. And but he scores. The thing when you guard a great player like Steph or Brad per se, that you never really have to put your head down when they score on you, because they score on everybody. You just have to make it tough on them. Make sure they know that, I'm going to compete against you. I respect you, but I'm going to play you very physical. I'm going to compete against you. But he's one of the best players to ever do it, and it's definitely, I'm sure it's going to be interesting for him to see him for the first time live.
Thank you.
Yep.
Neil.
Hey, Scott. We talked to Brad a lot about, the nerve things that he's dealing with, and he kind of described it as, he doesn't even know if the next day he'll have that same reoccurring pain. As an organization, do you guys think about ever just saying no, like, okay, you can say that you want to play, but no, we're going to give it another game or 2, we're going to do things like that?
Yeah, I'm sure, when he was on game time decision, I'm sure that was being told to him. I mean, he wants to play. The guy loves to play. We're never going to put him out there if he's going to, if things are going to, it can really injure him. But from what I'm told, I'm not obviously an expert on none of the stuff that they tell me, but they tell me stuff like that comes and goes. Sometimes you're going to have good moments or good weeks, and sometimes it might come back a day or 2, and you have to deal with it. And eventually it goes away and dissipates, and then you go from there. But